Okay, here we go. The opening is starting. Good morning, lovely. So I am having to voice this over because I forgot that I need to use my lab mic. So here is a tutorial on how to do a pillow cover, not a pillowcase. A pillowcase has an opening on the side and you typically use it on your bed. A pillow cover is the thing you put on your decorative pillows, on your couch, on your chairs, that type of thing. So I am doing this for a present that my mom made, but she only made the pillow top, and she couldn't find a pillow that she thought would look nice with it. So I told her, just get the materials and I'll make you one. And then I figured all of you would like to see how I do this. So this is a zipper pillow cover. I will do a different style later. So in this tutorial, you'll need a pillow form, which is just a basic stuffing for the pillow. And this one is 16 by 16, meaning I will have to make my covers 18 by 18 so that it'll stuff out right. And so that the pillow top my mom made will stretch so it'll hold its form. So you will need fabric, a zipper of some kind, a cutting instrument, some kind of measuring utensil, whether a ruler or a measuring tape, and instructions. I just did a quick Google, but I will use these instructions again. And here I am measuring out the size of the pillowcase I need. And yes, I'm not very good at this instruction thing, am I? Maybe I am, but I'm just nervous. Yeah, probably just the nervous thing. But yeah, you measure it out and then you cut it out. So here I am I've tried to do this pillow cover before, but I kept messing up. So here I am just laying out the fabric so that I can get a good grain line so that it doesn't warp over time. So here I'm just saying I'm going to cut up this line. Now here I had made the decision to pink all the edges for my finishing because, well, it seemed easier at the time, so that the inside of the pillow wouldn't fray out. Give me a moment. Adjusting things while I edit. Yes, I am editing in the moment as I do this. I know it's probably silly and I probably shouldn't do it this way, but it works for me, and that's all that really matters to me in the editing process anyway. I want you all to be able to do the tutorial too, but I'm still kind of figuring out how to edit, and I'm not that great at it yet. So, but yes, I chose to pink all the edges, and then I sewed one line of the edge down, and that would become the bottom of the pillow cover. And this allows me to have a ironed straight edge that when I unpick it later will give me a nice straight edge for the zipper to lay. Uh, People tend to do this a lot in tailoring and clothes making, but it works really well when you're doing a pillow cover, especially if you're doing some kind of like zipper or envelope style pillow cover. But you do have to make sure to iron it down. And once you've got that ironed down and ironed open, you want to take your zipper out and lay it down and figure out where you're going to lay it. I chose to do a 14-inch zipper simply because I wanted to be able to easily have the pillow form removed so you could wash it if you wanted to, or if you needed to because you got like animal hair on it or cat hair or dog hair. So I pinned down the zipper where I wanted it once I figured that out, simply so that I wouldn't have it wiggle too much. Yes, I'm trying to line up the center seam of the seam I just did with the center of the zipper so that when you open it, it becomes a nice straight edge. I am doing an invisible zipper, so it is easier for me to hide where the zipper is. Now, here I decided that I needed to sew down the end first before I sewed down anything else, so that I would be able to, when it was time, uh, know where the end was, since I'm using like a darker colored thread than the, um, it's a dark blue thread as opposed to light blue, simply because that's what I had in my thread stash. I forgot to get more thread actually, but it worked pretty well, so I was pretty happy with it. And then with the zipper foot on my machine, I simply sewed down one edge, and then once that was done, oh, that's happening right now. Oh, crafting is so fun. Sometimes you get so irritated during the process, and then you love the end result. Or the person you gifted to loves the end result. But yes, you just sew down one edge, and then when you get to the bottom of that, you rip out part of the seam so you can move the zipper down, so you can open up that seam, so you can do the other edge of the zipper. So here I am opening up the seam so that I can move the zipper down so I can get the bottom part of the zipper open. Once that's open, yeah, I will clip all those threads later and I will make it look prettier. Just when I do my thing, I do it with long tails so that if I need to, I can pull out stitches easily. I don't like having to seam rip stitches out. I think it kind of hurts the fabric, but it's just me. Yeah. Once you've got the zipper in, you just sew up the other 3 sides. Just straight stitch. You can back stitch at the corners a little. Back stitch just means reverse a little and then go forward again, which will help strengthen those corners if you're worried about it ripping or the seam pulling, any of that. I did that a little bit for this one in some of the corners where I was worried about it, but overall I thought I did a pretty good job planning this pillow out so that it would lay flat. Here I'm just trying to keep my seam allowance the same. Here I believe I am just doing a 5/8 of an inch stitch, which is what I usually do because I'm used to making clothing and costumes, things you wear. A lot of people said to use like 1/2 inch or an inch, but I wasn't too sure about that, so I just went with what I was comfortable with. I advise you do what you're comfortable with so that you feel more comforted while making something different than what you usually do. Maybe you're used to doing this and I'm just rambling at this point, but yeah. So on to the sewing. once you've got those 3 edges stitched, what you need to do is move down the zipper, flip it inside out, and make sure you poke out the corners. There are corner turner tools that are, oh yeah, I forgot, you've got to clip the corners so that they'll lay flat, otherwise they will wrinkle and pucker and won't lay flat. Clipping the corners just means taking a triangle wedge out of each corner, so that if you do your math right, it's a 45-degree angle, so it'll make a 90-degree angle and help push that corner out. But there are tools to help you push out corners. My mom's a nurse, so I just use an old pair of hemostats. Yes, they are clean, they don't have anything on them, they're just an old pair that they couldn't use anymore. So I just poke out the corners because the ends of the hemostats are nice and dull, rounded. But there are tools you can buy. I don't use them because I use an old pair of hemostats that work really well for me. And this allows me to get a nice 90-degree angle. Do keep in mind that you want to iron this before you stick it in a pillow. Stick it in the pillow form so that it'll lay flat and look nice and look well done. If everything's gone right, at the end of this you get a nice flat pillow cover that you can then stuff with your pillow fort. Once I have this pillow form done, I will be laying out the topper that my mother made. I think looks gorgeous, but this is a gift for someone. So once you've got the pillow topper on, well, at this point you can do anything you want with it. You can just leave it the way it is, but I had to add a pillow topper, and because I didn't want to have to sew everything down again, take it to the sewing machine, I decided to pin it down and then sew along the seam so that it would turn out nicely. But as you can see, this will allow it to stretch slightly. So well, this is just how I did it. There are a million ways to do zippered pillow covers. If you don't like my style, feel free to look around online. I'm sure there are more than 460,000, maybe. I don't know, I'm just making up the number. I hope you enjoyed watching this. Feel free to subscribe, like, comment, even if it's just a hi, I thought this video was rubbish. But I hope this helps you all. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you next time.